This is going to be another week of training video. This week of training was July 5th through July 11th, and it was my highest mileage week of training so far this summer, and a pretty solid week overall. I'm really happy with how it went. Came back up here to Youngstown during this week, so training got a little bit better because I've had people to run with since I've been back, and I've also uploaded a few videos since I've been back, so if you guys have not seen those, I highly recommend you go check those out. But let's just hop right into training. So I did end up running 80 miles this week, which, like I said, is the highest mileage I've ran so far this summer. We'll kind of work up to about 95-ish, I think, this summer, so getting pretty high up there. Had a double in there as well, and that was the first double of the summer, but hoping to kind of incorporate those a little bit more throughout the summer. But Monday, July 5th, I did 10 miles at 7:09 pace. Just an easy run, nothing too special. I usually start off my weeks with 10 miles, but yeah, nothing really special there. So Tuesday, I ended up doing hill repeats. I did 4 miles warm up, 12 times 50-second hills, and 3 miles cool down. So we added on 2 reps there. The last 2 weeks, I think I've done 10 times 50-second hills. So this week did 12 times 50-second hills, and it was a lot easier. This was my first run being back in Youngstown, and just working out with people is so much easier. That's kind of the whole reason I came up to Youngstown, was just to be back in this atmosphere and around my teammates and just kind of ready to get to work with all of them. Ended up doing this with 3 other people on the team and just felt a lot better than typically a hill workout would. I tend to struggle a little bit on hill repeats, which I say probably almost every time I do them, but this week it was a lot better just having people around with me. And then that day as well, I did 5 miles in the afternoon at like 6:40 pace. Did it on the treadmill because it was pretty hot outside. But I think that's something I want to start doing this summer, is when I do doubling on workout days and kind of using the second run as like a shakeout to kind of flush the legs out after a hard effort in the morning. And the next day I did 12 miles, 6:44 pace. Was clipping off some pretty good miles there in the middle, around 6:30 pace. But on this day, decided to do a medium long run, which is something that I'm going to incorporate a little bit more in this summer. Wednesday getting a little bit longer of a run in, and it also will help get the weekly mileage up a little bit. So 12 miles there, 6:44 pace, 153 average heart rate, which is pretty solid. And then the next day I did a moderate day, 10 miles, 6:16 pace. Uploaded a video on this on the channel. If you did not see that, go check that out. But like I said, 10 miles, 6:16 pace was a pretty solid day. Went by super quick, which I was happy about. But just me and T. Clark kind of just clipping off some miles, which felt really solid. Started out like 6:39. I'll throw the mile splits up on screen, and kind of just steady around like 6:15, 6:10 pace. So overall, a really solid day there. And then the next day, 10 miles at 7:20 pace. Wanted to run a lot easier on this day just because it was like 3 days in a row of doing something pretty hard. We did hills, and then we did medium long run, and then we did moderate, and we also had a double in there. So I was at like, what was that? 48 miles in 4 days, so needed a slow day, a recovery day. So did 10 miles at 7:20 pace with some of the guys, and it was a pretty solid run. Didn't feel too bad. And then the next day did long run, which is probably the best run I had this week. 16 miles, 6:10 pace, average heart rate of 159. It was a really good run. I did, let's see here, 3 miles kind of working down into it, and then I did 10 miles of up-tempo pace, and then 3 miles cool down. This up-tempo pace was a little bit slower than previous weeks, but also I added a couple miles on. So overall, really solid run there. I did this with a ginormous group. I had like 15 people, and I wanted to bring the camera, but there was a lot of people there, and I didn't know how they'd feel about it. So ended up not bringing the camera on this day, but definitely want to start recording long runs, because I think those are one thing that really get me in shape pretty quick in the summer. But the 10 miles up-tempo it didn't feel like it took very long at all. It's weird how good this run felt. I think it was just because a lot of people, and I kind of just sat in the back really. The first, I I think 4 miles I led, and then once we got the pace down, I kind of just went back to the back and just kind of hung out around there. And overall, pretty solid day there. Got some 540s towards the end of the up-tempo portion, so really solid day there. And then finally, to cap off my week, my typical Sunday, which is just short and easy, I did 6 miles at 6:52 pace to cap off 80 miles on the week. Did some strides there as well, but yeah, that is basically it for this week of training video. Pretty solid week, like I said, 80 miles, and I haven't been 80 miles in a really long time. Probably, I actually don't know when the last time was, but it's definitely been a very long time. So it was good to be back there. This next week that I'm doing right now, today's Monday. This will probably go up Monday. I'll probably upload it tonight. But this week is going to be a down week with some faster track stuff. So I think I'm going to be doing 10 times 300 tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that, because I'm probably going to record that and upload that as a separate video, as well as I still have long run that's going to be around the same distance. We don't want to cut back on long run, but we're going to cut back on the week. I think I'm going to take a day off and probably do 16 still for long run and 10 miles up tempo. So maybe I can get someone to bike, maybe just hold my camera for that run. Should be a pretty solid run there as well. But that is basically it for this video. If you do not follow me on Strava, I highly recommend you go do that. Basically, you can see my stuff as soon as I do it. I upload it to Strava, and you can see it all there. But yeah, that is basically it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.